while all in ignorance, the young Jack Manley was seeking fame and fortune in the great city. Chapter 4.
Subtle villainy. One day, as Squire Hardman was sitting in the front parlor of his expensive and palatial home, indulging in his favorite pastime of gnashing his teeth and swishing his riding crop, the thought came to him, and he cursed aloud at the statue of Satan on the onyx mantelpiece. Fool that I am, he cried. Why did I waste all this trouble trying to get the girl when I can simply get the farm by foreclosing? I never thought of that. I will let the girl go, take the farm, and be free to wed some fair, silly maid, like the leading lady of that burlesque troupe which played at the town hall last week. And so he set off to the settlement.
Apologize to Ermengarde.
Let her go home, and went home himself to plot new crimes and invent new modes of villainy.
The days went on, and the Stubbses grew very sad over the coming loss of their home.
And still.
But no one could do anything about it.
One day, a party of hunters from the city chanced to stray over the old farm. And one of them found the gold. Hiding his discovery from his companions, he sang Rattlesnake by Go on! And he went to the Stubbs cottage for aid of the usual kind.
Ermengarde opened the door and saw him.
He also saw her, and in that moment vowed to win her and go. For my old mother's sake, I must, he cried loudly to himself. No sacrifice is too great. Chapter 5. The City Jack. Algernon Reginald Jones was a polished world from the great city.
And in his sophisticated hands, our poor little Ermengarde was but a mere child.
One could almost believe that 16-year-old stood.
Algie was a fast worker, but never crude. He could have taught that Squire Hardman a thing or two about finesse and shaking.
Thus, only after a week to his advent to the Stubbs family circle, where he lurked like the vile serpent he was.
He had a way to elope. It was in the night where she went leaving a note for her parents and sniffing the old familiar match for the last time. Kissing the cat goodbye.
Touching stuff. On the train, Algernon became sleepy and slumped over in his chair.
Allowing the paper to fall out of his pocket. Ermengarde, taking advantage of her supposed position as bride elect, unfolded the sheet and read its perfumed expanse. When lo! It was a love letter from another woman! Perfidious deceiver, she whispered at the sleeping wretched note. It is all your boasting fidelity, done with you for all eternity. So saying, she
Whoa!
out the car window.
Chapter 6. Alone in the great city.
When the noisy train pulled up in the dark station, Ermengarde was all alone without the money to get back to Houghton. Oh, why, she sighed in innocent regret. Didn't I take his pocketbook before I pushed him out? Oh, well, I should worry. He told me all about the city, so I should be able to earn enough to get back home, if not to pay off the mortgage.
But alas for our little heroine. Work is not easy for a greenhorn to secure.
So for a week she slept on park benches and obtained food from a bread line. Once a wily and wicked person, perceiving her helplessness, offered her a job as a dishwasher in a fashionable but depraved cabaret. Was true to her rustic ideals and refused to work in such a gilded and glittering palace of frivolity. She tried to look up her one-time lover, Jack Manley, but he was nowhere to be found. Perchance, too, he would not have known her, for in her poverty she had perforce become brunette again, and he had not beheld her in that state since school days. Ermengarde found a neat but costly purse in the park, and after
survived.
Almost immediately evident.
He had also wed the other woman, who ran off with the milkman and all the money in the house. Now wholly humbled, he begged forgiveness of our heroine. He confided her the secret of the gold on her father's farm.
Moved beyond words, she raised his salary $1 a month. And the result to gratify that always unquenchable anxiety, to relieve the worry of the old folks. So one bright day, Ermengarde motored back to Hogton and arrived at the farm.
Just as Squire Hardman was foreclosing the mortgage and ordering the old folks out.
Stay, villain, she cried, flashing a colossal roll of bills. You spoiled at last. Here is your money. Now go, and never darken our humble door again.
Then followed a joyous reunion.
Whilst the squire twisted his money and riding crop in bafflement and dismay. But hark!
What is this? Footsteps sound on the old gravel walk.
And who should appear but our hero, Jack Manley?
Worn and seedy, like rain to face.
Seeking the downcast villain at once, he said, "Squire, lend me a tin spot, will you? I've just come back to the great city with my fair, beauteous bride, the fair, Bridget Goldstein. I need a job to start me off an old farm." Then turning to Stubbs as he apologized for his inability to pay off the mortgage as agreed.
Don't mention it, she said. Prosperity has come to us, and I will consider it sufficient payment if you will forget forever the foolish fancies of our childhood.
All this time, Mrs. Henry had been sitting in the motor waiting for Ermengarde. And as she slowly eyed the sharp-faced Hannah Stubbs, a vague memory came to her brain as she shriekingly accused the agrestic matron. You, Hannah Smith, I know you well. 28 years ago, you were my baby Maud's and stolen from the cradle. Where is my child? Then a thought came to us, lightning in the murky sky. Oh my God, you say she is your daughter. She's mine. Fate has restored me to my old child, my precious Maudie. Oh my God, Maud, come to your mother's loving arms.
But Ermengarde was doing some tall thinking. How could she get away with doing all the 16-year-old stuff if she had been stolen 28 years ago? If she was not the Stubbs' daughter, the gold would never be hers. Mrs. Vanity was rich, but Squire Hardman was richer. So approaching the dejected villain, she inflicted upon him the last punishment. "Squire, dear," she murmured, "I have reconsidered all. I love you. And your naive strength. Marry me at once, or I'll have you prosecuted for that kidnapping last year. Foreclose the mortgage and enjoy with me the gold your cleverness discovered. Come, dear."
And the poor dove did.